Here's a curious twist of modern life. Our screens are perfect, but we ache for cracks in glass, wear on leather, and grainy film grains. We scroll through hyper, clean digital realms, yet long for the softness of an old photograph or the patina of something well used. Why? Because human perception craves signs of lived experience, cravings that now drive entire industries. What once emerged from time and use is now crafted by algorithms, filters, and texture packs. We are sold a myth, the idea that imperfection equals Roland Barthes with his concepts of studium and punctum. Gives us a lens to see this manufactured nostalgia at work. The studium is the broad area of meaning we share in art or objects, touristy interest. Cultural references, that kind of surface level connection. But it's the punctum that stabs, that detail, a wrinkle in fabric, a smudge on glass, that arrests us, makes something feel personal and true. The trick. The punctum is now designed to be found. Filters add grain. Fonts mimic handwriting.
The earliest computers were not mere machines, but extensions of human ingenuity, electrograddic beasts like Enayak that.
In music production, MIDI humanization tools add random timing offsets to perfect machine-generated beats. The idea is simple: make the mechanical feel alive. But why is this even necessary? Because we trust rhythm that feels like it came from a person, not a clock. A perfectly synced beat sounds sterile, almost inhuman. So engineers intentionally introduce randomness into sequences. It's not just about sound. It's about selling authenticity at scale. Even when we first built machines to do things with precision, there was an urge to break that perfection. Early word processors could replicate handwritings, not just for nostalgia, but because people wanted the output to feel like it came from a human mind. This tension between efficiency and emotion isn't new. It's baked into our tools long before Instagram filters or AI voices. Now, AI voice generators don't just mimic speech. They copy vocal hesitations, stuttered syllables, and even the way we trail off when unsure. It's not nostalgia. This is survival in an algorithmic ecosystem where human-like behavior means trust. The deeper you look, the clearer it becomes authenticity isn't a quality. It's a performance. And every time we add noise to our signals, we're playing a part in its commodification.
It is a growing industry, high on the list of those offering stability of wages and employment, a high proportion of salaried positions, and real opportunities for advancement.
Just this week, an AI-generated film called Dreams of Violets made headlines for being created in 2 months for just $2,000, a fraction of the time and cost it would take using traditional methods. The director claims the tool allowed him to focus on storytelling rather than logistics. But what's truly staggering isn't how fast or cheap AI makes art. It's how convincingly it can mimic emotional depth. These algorithms don't just imitate human creativity. They shortcut our trust in authenticity by selling, of course, is exactly the point. Nostalgia is no longer about remembering the past. It's about designing an experience based on second-hand myths. Instagram filters and TikTok overlays are not just aesthetic tools. They're emotional scaffolding for people who never lived in the eras being evoked. We're not looking at vintage photos. We're living through them, even if our first memory was of a smartphone screen. The curated grain and filmic bleed don't preserve history. They manufacture it on demand. While that clip speaks to how nostalgia is now codified into production pipelines, Neil Postman warned us long ago about this kind of cultural engineering. In Technopoly, he said technology doesn't just change tools. It redefines what we consider real thought and genuine feeling. Today's algorithmic curation systems are not merely repackaging old emotions. They're replacing them with calculated responses that feel familiar but were never lived.
If you learn decimals and simple arithmetic in the classroom, if you like to work with your hands, if you like to make things, if you are not afraid of oil, grease, and dirt,
Barth has called a photograph that has been a frozen moment, a slice of life preserved as evidence that something once was. But now we live in an age where the past is not just remembered, but manufactured, retouched, curated, and sold back to us with all the gravitas of history without any of its truth. The illusion of authenticity is no longer accidental, it's algorithmic. Filters on Instagram don't make your photos look older. They sell a narrative about you. When every surface wears the veneer of, then what's left? The real horror isn't that fakes exist. It's that they feel necessary. If authenticity becomes another commodity, then trust dissolves into noise. We're left with simulations of sincerity, wrapped in convincing nostalgia packagings. What was once a mark of experience is now a marketing tactic. A grainy filter isn't evidence. It's a sales pitch, and we buy it because deep down, we've lost faith that the real thing even matters anymore, or worse, that anyone can tell what it is. In this world, there's a paradoxical desperation to prove reality exists. We crave the authentic, as if it could save us from our own manufactured experience. But how do you verify something that can be faked at scale? The final irony is not just in how much we trust fake history, but how much we demand proof of its existence. When everything looks like a memory it's never had, we're left with one question. Is authenticity even possible anymore? Or have we simply redefined real as whatever feels familiar?